Greetings. Today I'm here to tell you the story on how I got poison ivy on my penis. No, the title was not clickbait. This is a true story. It did happen, and it was actual hell. So, to set the scene, back in the day, I want to say this was about 6, maybe 7 years ago, um, me and my brother, and my sister too, me and my two siblings, we would go on mischievous activities together all the time. And on this specific day, we went to go exploring this honestly rather dense forest. Don't ask me where it was. I don't know. This was a long time ago. And on this day, I chose to wear pajama pants. Now, if you don't know how that's a problem, it's because a lot of pajama pants have a little hole in the middle. It's a little button-up hole. And on this, with this specific pair of pajama pants, even with the button buttoned in, whatever, the hole was still visible. It's also important to mention that around this period of my life, it was about a 1 to 2 year period, I did not wear underwear, not once, no matter what I was wearing over my waist. The shortest shorts imaginable, the thickest pants imaginable. I did not wear underwear, and that will play a crucial role in this story. So, to set the scene again, we took the vehicular device over there. Now, I will be honest here, there were probably a few instances where we were on private property, which is why we always did this at nighttime. So, we start walking into the forest. Uncharted area, there's no trails, there's no openings. We're just going into a dense area. And it's not so dense we can't walk through it, but it is dense enough to where we struggled. The grass was probably, at times, it was over waist high. And, this was like, I think mid spring, early summer, so all the plants were alive and active. And evidently, a bit of poison ivy got near or very close to or inside of the little hole on my pajama pants. And because I was so ignorant not to wear underwear during this very specific trip, I managed to get poison ivy on my wiener. Now, I obviously didn't realize it at the time because if you get poison ivy, you don't know. Because I didn't know I got poison ivy, I never even saw a plant. And to be honest, I don't think I was looking down at all. I was just kind of looking ahead, which also was a dumb decision because I should have been looking out for snakes too, because that was something we were actually concerned about. Again, like waist high grass. And we get done with our little adventure, and then we go to another spot. This spot, I believe, was private property. We saw, I think, two different private property signs, and we still went in. We've done this before. It's happened before, whatever. And it's pretty much the same story again. We go through waist high grass, it's all the same. And I mean, this time we actually saw something cool. There was this, like, old abandoned car. I don't think we could tell what car it was because it was really rusty and decrepit. It looked like an old Dodge Charger, like a 60s Charger, but we could not tell because both the doors were missing. There were no wheels. The hood was gone. There was a hole on the roof of the cab, but that's not relevant. We get back home. I go to bed because it's like, I think it's like 12, 1 a.m. We went out really late. And I wake up. I notice, this slight itching on my penar and my sack. And I'm thinking nothing of it. It itches down there sometimes. Maybe it's just a coincidence that happened in the morning. So, I give it a little scratch. It doesn't go away. So I was like, oh, did like a mosquito bite me or something? Pull my pants down a little bit. It's all red. It's all red. Like the entire half of my penis is just red. There were no bumps, not yet. None of the little blisters that come from poison ivy. And it also managed to get like on the bottom or underside of my balls, which also sucked. And I was thinking, oh, it must just be irritated from the pants. So I got a shower. I changed my pants again. No underwear. I did not wear underwear during this time. I probably shouldn't be mentioning that so much because that's probably a fetish. Actually, I know it's a fetish. And the itching was still there, so I was thinking, oh, it'll just go away soon. I was thinking rationally, like, I don't know, some irritation with the pants might have like tickled me wrong or something. I wouldn't explain why it's red, but I was just trying to think as rationally as possible. Couple days go by, still itchy, still red, and by this time the little blisters started to appear. You know when you get poison ivy, the little blisters that appear? Yeah, that. And I was starting to get concerned, so I in you hear my cat in the background. He's bird watching on my window. So anyway, I tell someone about this, and they go fetch some like poison ivy cream. It's supposed to help it go away and relieve the itch and stuff. So, I start applying that and it burns like a bitch. Oh my god. It was some of the most excruciating it was like the most excruciating hour of my life because it was burning constantly. It was also itching and it had this strange cold feeling around it. It sucked so bad. I hated every second of it. Luckily, it did work. The poison ivy on my penis was gone within, I want to say, about a week. I never actually told many people about this. I've mentioned that I've had it on my penar before, but I've never mentioned how I got it. So, to anyone that might be thinking about going exploring woods, make sure you're not wearing pajama pants or underclothing with any holes, and make sure you put on underwear. Please, you will thank me afterwards, which I don't even know if underwear would have prevented it. If it's scrubbed against my underwear, it probably would have went through it. I don't know. But again, this was like 6, possibly 7 years ago. This was a real long time ago. Well, not like a real long time ago. It was a long time ago. That's the entire story, at least in a nutshell. There are more details I could go to, and I'm gonna save the I didn't wear underwear for like a year and a half to 2 years story for another day. That's a whole different rabbit hole. But yeah, that's about it. Bye.